Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Technic Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 or ZR1. This is set number 42093. It has 579 pieces, and I paid $60 for this set. Now, this set is retired. I believe this set retailed probably for $50, like a lot of the other Technic sets I've been doing lately that are, I think, a similar scale to this. This is retired, like I said, so I bought it in the aftermarket. The reason I said maybe ZR1, well, I actually don't know if in England they say Z, but in Canada and Australia they may. I believe this is technically from the UK. On the box it says imported in the UK by Lego Company, components made in Denmark, all this different stuff. And I believe in certain markets they don't put the piece count on the box. So the only reason I know how many pieces are in here is because of the listing online. This is kind of interesting. I also think it's interesting because if this was a $50 set of a similar scale to like the Mustang and the Senna and the Bolide and different things that I've featured on my channel recently, this one is a 2-in-1, which I've been really liking for the Monster Jam and some of those cheaper Technic sets. So I believe it has a hot rod build that's an alternate that I'm really excited for, and I almost want to build that one first and then build this one because I don't know once I have the Corvette if I'm going to want to take it apart. But either way, this is really cool that this is a 2-in-1 even though it is at this scale. So in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So, until then, enjoy! Okay, so while we are looking at the build for this Lego Technic Chevrolet Corvette ZR1, I wanted to take a moment first to say I had a lot of issues building this. I made a lot of mistakes, so if there's moments in the build portion of the video where the vehicle is actually not in frame, that is why I'm trying to correct all of my errors. So that made this quite an interesting, if a much longer build. But I also wanted to take a moment to say thank you to everybody who watches and likes and comments and subscribes. And then I wanted to encourage and remind people that if you like this video, please click on that thumbs up and give it a like. And if you like the other videos on my channel, please consider clicking on that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future. For a small channel like mine, it's really helpful to get any engagement. So likes, comments, subscribes, all of that stuff is really helpful so my videos can reach new audiences and find new people, and I can kind of keep broadening my horizons. So I really appreciate it, and I'm going to do my best to kind of keep engaged with a community that watches my videos, and hopefully I can keep delivering stuff that people might find enjoyable. So if you do like it, please click on that thumbs up, and if you like my other videos, please consider subscribing. It's very helpful, and it means a lot to me. So thank you very much, and now back to the rest of the build for this Lego Technic Corvette set, and then back to my review for this build. Okay, so that is this Lego Technic Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 set. If you couldn't tell from the build video, this was a rather difficult set for me to put together. I just made a lot of errors, and one of the things with Technic sets, the way that you build them, and the order of operations that you go through, certain things get pretty locked in together, so they have some structural integrity and some stability, and it makes it somewhat different to go back in to fix certain things, especially when axles or pins or different beams are in the way and they're kind of locked in from many different points of contact. And particularly in the middle, when I connected kind of the front gear mechanisms for the engine and the steering to stuff in the back, I missed these axles in the middle, which were pretty crucial, and I had to work very it was very difficult for me to try to correct those issues. So the build experience was very frustrating. I think it was really enjoyable. It was, I think, a little more difficult than many other Technic cars of this scale. And I kind of liked that about it. I wish I didn't make those mistakes. I wish I would have paid, closer attention and been and avoided a lot of that, because a lot of that was where a lot of the sort of struggle was. But other than that, this model is really, really awesome. I think it's shaped really nice. I love this angle here coming from the back. I think that's terrific. The front is very, very unique for like Technic cars of this scale that I've built. So I love these kind of panels here and this flexible element there and how this was all done. I love how the lights were done up there. It's just a lot of good angles and a lot of really cool stuff. I do love the color of this set a lot. So this orange is really, really striking, and I'm glad that they did this in this color. So I appreciate that. There's not that many stickers. We can see the sticker sheet here, and I really appreciate that, because they were used appropriately when they were used. So as far as stickers go, we have this one big one on the hood here, element kind of, and then on either side of the engine we have a ZR1 or a ZR1 there. These are stickers up top, so two more big ones. Then on each of the kind of door areas, that is a sticker, and that is a sticker. Kind of at the back here, those are stickers as well. And then there's one more at the back with the Corvette logo there. So used pretty sparingly. These are pretty small here. These are big, but not terribly noticeable. I mean, that you can notice that they're stickers because of the gloss is different and whatever, but I'm pretty accustomed to having stickers on these kind of big panel pieces, so that's totally okay with me. And this was just really, really unique as far as other Technic sets that I've built recently, so I was very happy to see that. But it was certainly a challenge. If I didn't make all the mistakes that I made in the build process, maybe it would have been a little easier, a little more doable. But it's really, really great. It's just got a great profile. I love those little ball elements on top of like where the seats are and stuff in there. It's very sleek, very fast, and it looks really, really great, even though there's some noticeable gaps back here. But this is such an interesting angle here from the back to the front, which I really, really appreciate. And that's really, really great. And like I said, the front is a very, very good image there, so I love that. And like other Technic cars, this does have some functionality. It does not have like the pullback stuff, but we can see we do have kind of a working engine. Maybe you can't see that necessarily, but as the back wheels spin, these kind of pistons actuate. And that was another area where I had the wrong pieces in the mechanism that knocks all these little pistons up. So they kept getting caught, and it took me a while to figure out what the problem was. And once I did, it was very difficult for me to try to correct the issue because of how much further into the build I had gotten before realizing my mistake. But once I figured it out, it was easy enough, and I really like that. It adds like a different sound to playing with it, and it's just like one of those extra elements, especially for a vehicle like this where that stuff is specifically visible there. I think it's really, really well done and really, really nice. And then it also has steering, and it's kind of hand of God steering, but also a little different. So I'm used to steering being up top, steering being at the back. The Jeep that I recently did had steering at an interesting angle. This one has the steering all the way at the back here, which is really, really cool. So I really, really liked that, and it kind of like keeps it out of the way of a lot of the, top of the car. So on display, depending on how you're looking at this, you probably won't see that little gear popping out anywhere. It is on the back, but it's almost kind of hidden in there because it's in this kind of negative space in there that's covered up well. We get these nice brick built areas here, like plate built. These are brick built with the lights. You get the sticker there, the exhaust down here. So the back is very, very finished, and this kind of fades away, in my opinion, or like fades into it a little bit. So I don't notice it. It does like stick out more, but when looking at it from this angle, I think it kind of gets lost in all that. So it kind of fits in there really, really nicely. And that's kind of interesting. I don't know if it makes it easier or harder to play with because it's on the back. It's kind of nice that it's on the back because that's where you might propel it from anyway. But it's also nice having the steering kind of up there. But either way, I thought that was really, really interesting. If we look at the bottom, we can see some of the different gear work. And like I said, the mechanisms here were a little more involved than I'm used to. So we have this kind of like a gear box thing with 3 of those slanted gears in there, and those are connected to the back wheels, and it's connected to this gear here. And then the steering is also kind of connected to some stuff under, or on the other side of this. There's different stuff in there that runs all the way through there. They run parallel with each other, just on top and bottom in there. So this is the steering up top, and you can kind of see this one moving there. And then this is the one for the engine, which is up here, and that's the other one that spins in there. And they use some of the same gears, and there's just like a lot of overlapping stuff in there that was really, really interesting and cool to see. And it's also interesting to see like this steering stuff is back here, so it has to go in and then down and then change over and then get all the way up to there. And the engine stuff is down in more internal to the vehicle, and that has to go from these tires, from all this stuff, all the way up to the engine block area. So it was just pretty, for me, relatively complex and interesting for that. But I think if I didn't make all those mistakes, it would have come together a little more painlessly. But either way, I eventually did get it all figured out, and I'm very, very pleased with it now that it's done. It's a great addition to my sort of $50 or at least this scale Technic vehicle. If I grab the Camaro NASCAR one, just because it's the one I always have close by kind of for size reference. So this fits right in with all of these, like with the Senna, the Bolide, the Jeep, the Mustang, all of those different cars. This one fits right alongside of them, which I really, really like. And there's enough differences, like how the front is done, how this engine area is done, even if this is somewhat similar here. But I think this turned out really, really cool, and I was very happy to get this set when I did, because as I mentioned, this set is retired, so I have to get it on the aftermarket, but I believe there are places that still sell it for a reasonable price. As far as reasonable goes, I think yeah, I paid like $63 or $64 for this, and that seemed reasonable to me if it's a $50 set roughly, and it's a retired one. That's not too much of a premium that I was comfortable paying that, and I think that's totally okay, especially considering like some of those other $50 sets I did get on sale, so I can kind of the average price of all of them might trend towards 50 or a little below 50 once I add that all up and do that math. But this is a really great vehicle, and I love how it looks. We got the seats in there. There is no like working door. I thought there may be, but that's not the case. But that's all right. I just love how this cuts down, and this line is really great. And I'm a big fan of a lot of how this looks. Even like the spoiler at the back is interesting and done kind of in a cool way, and there's just lots of neat stuff in here that really surprised me. But particularly like up at the front, there's just a lot going on up there that I really appreciate, and it made the build slightly different and more interesting than some other ones I've done. And despite all of my errors and problems I had when building this, it was still a very enjoyable build experience, and I'm just really liking these Technic vehicles. As I've said in the past, I'm not a car person really, but I loved like the 8-wide Speed Champions. I got really into all those, and then I had built the Batmobile, and then I built like the Bolide, the Bugatti Bolide or Bolide, and I liked that well enough. And then I've been kind of going into these Technic vehicles of this scale now, and I've done several of them, and I keep really enjoying them. And I've enjoyed some of the other Technic builds, like the Monster Jam stuff and some of the smaller ones. So it's a system that I'm still less familiar with. I think with the Lego brick system, I would not make as crucial of errors, and they wouldn't be as hard to correct. In the Lego system, the brick system, obviously if you build something up and you realize you forgot something 50 steps back, it's going to take some doing to kind of get back to correct that mistake. But I don't know if I would have made those same errors. It's still kind of a pain either way if I make a mistake in a brick system versus in Technic. But for whatever reason, Technic feels like more frustrating to try to correct without completely just backtracking. And maybe backtracking is the best way to resolve those issues if I'm just a little bit stubborn and did not want to do that. But I still built this set, got it all completed. It looks terrific. Very happy with how this turned out. So really nice. And yeah, the color is great, and it fits well with all the other kind of Lego Technic vehicles at this scale for me. So I'm kind of amassing a nice little collection of these, so I'm really pleased with this. And yeah, it's 579 pieces roughly, so the $50 price point probably makes sense. It actually felt like more pieces than that, partially because it wasn't in any numbered bags, so I just had to dump all of the pieces out at once, which is a little frustrating. I would have liked to maybe have it broken up into 2 bags, or like 2 series of bags or something. But either way, it was manageable, and really pleased with it. So I think it looks great, and it's going to be a nice addition. And I think, because a retired set, like I said, $50 probably was good for retail, and you probably could get it on sale for them on Bricklink and on some other retailers. This is still available, new and sealed, and it's not at too much of a premium or anything. So it was totally made sense for me to get, and I'm just ready to keep going in and getting all of the Technic vehicles at this scale, and maybe see how the Technic system changes over the years, and then, like I keep saying, eventually I might make the jump up and get to some bigger Technic sets, and when I do, I really look forward to that. So yeah, really fun, really cool, and it just looks terrific. So I am very happy with this. We can see here some of the extra pieces, and there's 2 of those black Technic pins there, which leads me to believe that maybe I missed one somewhere, but I don't think I did. So maybe I just got an extra one of those or something, but or 2 extra ones. But either way, really great. So if you like this video, consider giving it a like. And if you like the other videos on my channel, please consider subscribing so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more Technic, more vehicles. I have some icon series like cars that I haven't featured on my channel yet, like the Porsche and the Camaro in the brick build system to talk about at a certain point, and then just tons of other Lego sets from all different themes, all different shapes and sizes and price points and piece counts, tons of different Lego. So click on that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my upcoming Lego videos. And if you want to support this channel, the best way to do that is at the Sobricks Patreon, which is patreon.com/SOBRICKS, where for as little as $2 a month or $5 or $10 or whatever, if you join over there, you can get access to all my videos early, exclusive videos, get your name on the end of my videos in the supporters list, and some other stuff going on over there eventually. So maybe consider checking that out. Every little bit helps, and I really, really appreciate it. So thank you everybody for watching and liking and commenting and subscribing. And until next time, thanks. Bye.